Hello, I'm making breakfast. Well, oatmeal. I already made the oatmeal. But I'm adding things to the oatmeal because this is a sad looking bowl as of late. Also, let's see if the headphones do anything because I feel like I keep yapping and my phone's over there and then I'm over here. And even though I yap a lot, I'm not yapping, I was going to say profoundly. Everything I say is profound. No, but oh my god, that was a lot. It'll be fine. It's more so I don't think the phone's picking it up enough. And as a girl who watches videos, I don't like videos that are crunchy in audio, and yet I was making crunchy audio videos, so explain to me how that works. Beat that, atheist, or whatever, I don't know. Bruh, I'm closer to an atheist than anything else, I don't know why I even said that. Pero, what was I gonna say? Oh, this is reminding me, I work at a tropical smoothie cafe now, and I've always done the method of like cutting bananas within the banana peel. I want to say, I don't know, I was going to call it something else. Not that there's an actual name for it, I'm just saying nonsense. But yeah, with it, and I felt so validated that this is their go-to way of doing it at this, or my specific, I guess, tropical smoothie cafe. I'm sure they don't differ that much from place to place, but this one does it the way I do it. So I actually do it like a professional and not like a weirdo, according to my friend who saw me do that, and she was like, oh, interesting. Everything I do is, oh, interesting, until it's right. What now? Okay. I fear my cat just broke a piece of the door off. Bro, she's a massive unit. It's not... And it's not my fault. It's my parents' fault. Well, why would it be my fault? I don't know if that was assumed. She's more... Okay. The relationship I have to my cat, she's less... I know people like see their cats as their children. She's less my child and more my sister because she's my mom's child. And she also fears and respects my mom the most out of anyone in the household. So, like, twin. So in that sense, we're siblings. And I'm also an only child. So I don't know what a sibling would be like otherwise. So to me, that's her. And the annoyances people have with their siblings, I have with this cat. So, but also the love. But I also love to bother her. So all those things. I feel like every time I speak, I'm just proving that I'm a fucking cat lady. Even though, like, okay, and... Chill! I can't be that much of a cat lady if I'm... Let's say if I'm annoyed at her existing, that's not true. I love this little cat. All the photos in my camera will prove that. But yeah, speaking of Tropical Smoothie Cafe, I have like this cup of Nutella from there because apparently I don't know if this... You know what? I've said too much. I actually don't know if I have. I don't know what the protocol is. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, if you hear any scrambling in the background, that's her. But no, yeah, I feel so sleepy today. I do not want to do shit. And it's interesting because, like, we've been having a heat wave the last couple of days, in which I also didn't want to do shit because I was just exhausted from the heat. Like, despite the melanin in my skin, I am really not built for the heat. I do so much better in the cold. But then today, like, the switch up, okay, we don't have heat anymore, but we have clouds and we have impending rain and forecast of no sun for like the next 5 days. I know we were all complaining about the heat, but this was not the solution. Can we get someone on that? I feel like we need to fix that. That wasn't even that funny. I don't know why I said that. But yeah, so I feel sleepy. But then I also, you know what's funny? It's like I still feel like groggy and whatever, but I still have a fascination for multitasking because I was like, if I'm going to do this, like make my breakfast, if I'm going to do this, first of all, if am I supposed to go out because I have to go out and do things on an empty stomach. Sometimes I am lazy enough that I don't do it. Well, to be fair, like if I'm not hungry, am I going to force feed myself? Like, no. But according to my mom, I should. Literally, my parents will force feed me. And I know that's like, oh my god, they love you. They want you to be healthy. They want you to be happy. And most of the time it's true, I'd say. any normal family dynamic. Other times I'm sure they want me to, I was gonna say to die is crazy, to experience some suffering for a prolonged amount to become a better person, maybe, in their eyes. Although, and then in my eyes, I'm like, I'm perfect. I don't actually think that. That's a joke. I'm just as close to it as you can get. So, that's also a joke. This thing is looking rough. Let me add some more. I got walnuts. Why did I get walnuts? Oh, because I was making you can see my other video, I added that to my tuna sandwich. And the walnuts, honestly, were so clutch. Oh, I also forgot to add apples to that in that video, but I added the apples after the fact. They were good. But anyway, I was going to say about multitasking. Well, first of all, I'm poor at it, so I don't even know why, this is my go-to method. But I always feel like if I'm going to do something, I should be doing two things at once, if possible, to maximize my time. Maximize my time for what, though? Just to say I got to do more things and then spend more time on my phone where I'm not maximizing shit. I am unmaxing. I am, face maxing. I am phone maxing. But, I'm maximizing the levels of brain rot my brain can be exposed to in a given period of time. No, but it's I don't even know if that's multitasking. I think it's more just also low attention, maybe. All those videos are I have ADHD, you always need Subway Surfers in the background for a video, people have low attention spans. See, I wouldn't say all that about myself, but I usually, if I'm on my phone, I like to have a video playing in the background, particularly a YouTube video, and just see what, especially because, unless it's something I'm I need to tune in, it's news, or it's, something that will change my life. If it's just, Gen Z is turning on the boo-boos, I think I can play that in the background and just tune in every once in a while I'm, scrolling on Instagram. I think that's okay. But then right now, it's I need to record myself. I'm already doing this for myself, but just my little vlog. But it's to me, once again, this is basically journaling. I have to journal while I make my food. I can't just journal to the camera. And honestly, no, because that would be kind of intimidating. So I understand why I put myself in this position. But it's just interesting that I'm I need to do these things at once. Yesterday, I did it, and I was this is kind of outrageous, Luna. I had to go, I'm in the kitchen. We have a basement downstairs. Basement, implied, right? And I had to get my shirt that was drying. Sure. Instead of, which literally 20 seconds if I speed walk upstairs, right? Which is my go-to. Once again, why am I in such a need for speed? Well, I'm from Jersey. I feel everyone on the East Coast, no one has, there's no sense of relaxation. Just constantly on the move, on the go, whatever. This is actually interesting because I can prove that empirically. No, not really, but I took a fun class about visual sociology in college, and my one project was about, you had to do a couple independent research projects is what they call them, even though for me it was a crash course of what, because I did not study sociology or anything that's a social science. I did engineering, bitch. So this is out of my realm, but I was it seems interesting, and honestly it is to understand how people move, function, what they do, how their visual environments and built environments impact that. I found interesting. Not enough to ever be I need to study this for a degree, but to take a class. And then the professor was also so unintentionally funny. Just by virtue of being an old British man. Imagine that in a room of young Americans more than not. Not everyone was American, but the majority, And everyone was young though. Even our TA, TF, whatever. The graduate assistant student for the course was obviously younger than him, because if he was I'm so bad with guessing ages. 60, 70, 8. That's 20 years of an 8. I don't know. Yesterday I was told I looked, to be fair, I think it was, what's it called? What was the confirmation bias? That's not true. Just bias around the people, by virtue of being around other young people, but people who are younger than me, she thought I was like a freshman in college. But then she saw my tattoos and she was like, "You're probably a little older." And I was like, "Girl, I'm graduated. And theoretically, I should have graduated last year. Instead, I graduated this year. So I am older than that." But good to know I look youthful. But then it was like my coworker was a 15-year-old. Of course you think I'm younger. Like, I just got, oh my God. Aging is crazy. Like, why? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean I'm 23 and my coworker is 15? And at a certain point in time, that was me. I was a 15-year-old and I thought I had everything figured out. I thought blah, blah, blah. I hate when mothers are correct. Because then she was just like, "You're going to grow. You're going to learn things. You're going to blah, blah, blah." And it's like, no, I'm not. My entire worldview right now is all I'll ever know. And this is perfect. And I know everything. And to be fair, I know plenty as a 15-year-old for my limited circumstances. But then circumstances changed. And then I learned. Bitch, I learned. Don't you worry. Because then college is its own whole thing. Very different from being in a very protected environment at home. At least in my case, like low-key overbearing mother and like, I don't know. Having, like, you're being with the same people for your entire life. And then all of a sudden you go to a place where everyone is in this new environment and everyone is wealthy. Everyone but you. Very interesting. I don't know. I saw a video the other day of like some lady who is, she's definitely just like a grifter. But she was like, college is stupid, blah, blah, blah. But then in the same breath was like, I never went to college. I couldn't even understand that. And college is just like something from a movie. And honestly, in some retrospects, it kind of seems like it. Like, you mean, you're telling me you're just beyond like like obviously you're getting a degree. That's that. But like outside of, and this lady wouldn't know that because she was saying like vaccinations are stupid or something. So like, I'm not having this as a conversation with this lady. I'm having this as a taking that point of like college is interesting. As a concept, because it is, but away from her, because she's weird. Yes? Okay, agreed. So, college is interesting, and the fact that you're just putting a bunch of young people, barely legal adults, in this space, usually away from their homes. In my case, a very notable place too, like our institution being like newsworthy whenever we did anything. It's kind of eerie, but it's also just like that's just another aspect of going to like a fucking I was gonna say pretentious. Well, I was trying to say prestigious, but pretentious was slipping in there. Yes to both, but just the matter of fact of going to those kind of schools. But even just like college period, right? You're going to this news place. You're just a fish in a new pond. That's not the saying, but it's my saying right now. And there's so many fishes. Even if it's a small school, it's still like, and then it's also just like a complete change and dynamics that you have been adjusted to for your entire life. Like for me, I've been in the same town from 0 to 18 years old. I know that's not everyone's experiences, but I think a lot of people can relate to that, to being in the same place. And I went to public school and I had the same students in my classes, with like, I guess, increasing amounts of students from like elementary school to middle school to high school, but the core was always still there and the core grew. And then like I like basically knew, I want to say everyone there. I thought I for sure knew like everyone's like face and name in my like graduating class. Wow, that noise was terrible. In high school. But then I was volunteering at the hospital in my town one time, and it was funny because a lot of the volunteers alongside me were also, or not from my town. Most of them were, international is crazy when they're like a town like 20 minutes over or something. But in my brain, I was thinking like college equivalent of like, oh yeah, they're not from the US, they're international. But no, they're not from my specific town. They're from another town in Jersey. International. But this one case, we had a new volunteer, and I had been established, or like I knew everyone. I was like, who are you? Thinking of that fucking audio, the TikTok, like, who is you? I'm your grandmother. What's the rest of that? Who is, whatever. Also working with young people, like younger people than myself, is making me realize I don't know young lingo anymore. Like, y'all are just saying a gaff. I don't give a fuck, but like, I don't. I'd gaff. Just like mid sentence, I gaff. I'm like, oh, I feel like I had heard that one other time, but it was said so like quickly. I was just like, oh, I guess I'm supposed to know that. Because I don't know anyone my age saying that. Maybe I'm just not around the people who are saying that. We're just cursing. Like, maybe I'm just like, maybe it's just a little, not immature. It's immature to not curse. Imagine. No one's ever had that take. If anything, most people don't like when people curse. Obviously, I'm not that. Why is this walnut so fucking hard? No, I curse like a sailor, like my life depends on it. Even though it doesn't. Very much does not. But I blame my parents. Honestly, I blame my parents for a lot. My bad posture, on them. Because why did they not bully me a little more? They were bullying me about the wrong things. Guys, are parents bullies when they tell you to brush your teeth? I'm kidding. No, that was never the issue. I'm trying to think. Oh, my hair. My mom does. She, to this day, she'll just look at my hair and be like, are you sure you brushed that? And maybe I didn't. But, like, sometimes the hair cannot be tamed. I'm sorry. Like, what do you want me to say? I guess she doesn't want me to say anything. She wants me to do. And the action is to brush my hair. But then, like, this is me brushing it. Like, it's poofier than it was when I didn't brush it, like, before. So, here we are. Here we are, indeed. Fuck Indeed, bro. They keep sending me emails. But their slogan is kind of fire, because, like, you need a job, Indeed, you do. We are Indeed. We can help you. Like, simple marketing. I love it. I don't even know where the fuck that was going. Oh my god, I didn't even mention, I'm realizing, see, when a bitch talks so much, she remembers things she said earlier that she didn't get to say. Like, I said it in my brain, but I didn't say it with my mouth. I was trying to say for my visual sociology course with my funny English professor. I can't do accents. That will be the first and last time I try that. But I did one of my projects, because you did two during the class, because I was talking about, like, the built environment, whatever, right? On crosswalk intersections, and yes, I remember now, because I was like, people are on the move, and I can prove this, because, like, that was kind of, my thing was just to see, like, how many pedestrians jaywalk, the nature of jaywalking, looking at different intersections, and just observing over different times to see, when, how, why. Well, I could see the when, I could see the how. The why was really, like, up to me to then derive, right? But, like, damn, people jaywalk. And, like, as a jaywalker, I understand. It's because we're in a rush. Like, I was looking at times, like, it was, like, in the morning versus in the evening. And, like, from what I remember, the morning had more instances of jaywalking. And it's like, that makes sense. People have places to go. Like, in the evening, maybe they're coming back. They're, like, more relaxed. They're more willing to wait at a stoplight, or wait till they hear the crosswalk. Now, or whatever. I can only do the wait. But I can't do the crosswalk now. I don't even know what the guy says. The guy. Girl. That should say it's not AI. Someone recorded that. It's not AI for now. Oh my god, imagine AI, like, generative AI within crosswalk things, of just being like, we see this many cars approaching. After that, you can go. Honestly, that might be the future. Like, because my whole thing was, like, the way crosswalk intersections work now. There's one crosswalk. It was just, like, intersections. Street intersections you got. And it was always, like, one-way roads. So, like, cars going this way, cars going that way. Once you introduce two-way roads, that's a whole new variable. I wasn't doing all that. I did that for one of the observations, but all the other ones, we just happen to live in a city that has a lot of one-way streets, right? What am I supposed to do? Not look at one-way streets. But it's easier, obviously, to cross, or to safely jaywalk across intersections where both roads are one way, because you only have to look one way, theoretically. I have seen several cars, I wouldn't say in the city, but just in life, go against the one-way direction. So you should still look both ways. It's still things you teach a fucking, 3-4-year-old. 5-year-old? At what age are you learning to look both ways when you cross the road? Well, either way, I'm reteaching you that you should do that even if it's in one way, because you never know. Uno nunca sabe, you know? And you really never do. Like, some of these bitches don't know how to drive. They really don't. I'm sure someone said that about my driving at some point. Someone was tailing me so fucking hard the other day, and I literally let them pass me, and they you know, they did. And then they're tailing the car in front of me, and it's like we're all going the same fucking speed, because it wasn't like it was a highway, it was like a back road with literally one lane. We just happened to have 2 lanes at some point, so I let them pass. And then the moment they passed, I saw it was a Pennsylvania plate, and I was like, okay, this explains everything I needed to know. You backwood now. Fuming thinking about that lady. Because I literally saw her face and I'm like, girl, this is some, like, impatient 60-year-old white man behavior. You are none of those things besides impatient. You are impatient. Fundamentally. Because why did she tail me to then tail the person in front of me? And then brake so many goddamn times because she was so close to that car. And then I literally was just like, let me leave a good chunk of space. Like, more so than I would leave. Because I do not trust that lady. If you see this lady, you're still on my brain. I guess I lost the battle and the war because she pissed me off in the moment. I fell for the rage bait. Every time I want to say in real life or IRL, I always like go IR life. IR life. You see this, like, I should have known that was there, and then how did I hit that? My clumsiness is beyond me. Well, that was good because, see, it wasn't even closed though, so like that would have actually been a mess. What was I gonna say? I don't think I had anything else to say. I'm just yapping. No, meal's not bad. It's just a lot of chocolate. Which was, oh my god. I'm just realizing this is like mukbangy. You know what I'm not gonna hold it up to my mouth. That's kind of crazy. I said that's kind of crazy a lot. I'm realizing, but a lot of shit is kind of crazy. What am I supposed to do? And sometimes I correct myself. I'll be like, kind of crazy. No, this shit's like absurdly crazy, or very crazy, or a little less than kind of crazy. You're just a tidbit of crazy. I haven't said that one, so I don't know what would qualify as a tidbit of crazy. Let me give an example, and then I'm out of here. A tidbit of crazy. I'm thinking, because I can see an ant crawling on the fridge right now. That singular ant would be a tidbit of crazy if it like try to approach me, which it has. But we have so many ants that it's actually so bad. Once you have like you hit a threshold of, I think, harmless bugs, like ants. If I saw 1 or 2, even if I like, change the ants for ladybugs, right? If you just saw like a handful of ladybugs, like on a given day in the outdoors, it's like, okay, cool. Once they're in your home and they just keep appearing and you keep trying to live, like coexist with them, then I'm hitting the point where I'm starting to resent them, and it's so bad that I'm like, I want you all to perish. And I've never thought about that for an ant. Ants are usually pretty harmless, but we have so many. I think it's because of some of the plants that we have, but I think it's also just like bad luck of like where our house is, because I don't know. But they're pissing me off. So much, like, and they're bold. That's the other thing. One will climb like up my, like, I was gonna say, ugh. And that's what I'm saying, harmless, because like I guess cockroaches are harmless, but like they have a bad rep. They're considered gross, no? So are spiders. But I feel like an ant, that's why I said ladybug. Those are also pretty harmless. Are there any other bugs that qualify? I feel like there's more bugs that are harmless but have a bad rap than bugs that are just considered kind of chill to be around. Because and maybe there's more, but I can only think of maybe like a roly-poly. No one minds those. But if I saw one roly-poly in my house, I would kind of freak, because I'm like, I've never seen you indoors. I didn't know you knew what the indoors was. You roll and you pull, but you usually do that outdoors. No? So, I don't know. But no, I'm thinking like the bugs I have seen in the home, like a centipede or a stink bug, or I haven't seen a cockroach. Inshallah, I will not see a cockroach. I will cry. I I feel Wally was definitely supposed to be like propaganda for cockroaches to like empathize with them and to be like, look at them, they can be cute. But it did not win me over, I fear. It's ants didn't need the propaganda, but now they're gonna need it from my behalf because now I see an ant, I'm like, oh my god, leave! Why are there so many of you? And there are so many. Isn't there like, God, I'm like spreading misinformation right now. I think there's like what, like 100 ants for every human or something. Like there's an insane amount of them, and apparently they're having a family reunion at my home, and they have a lot of fucking cousins, like twin, but no, you don't pay for this house. Oh, I guess I don't even pay for this house. Does it count if pay for this house when you're renting? Because I guess the landlord pays for the house. But like, what do I look like celebrating a landlord? Anyway, as I say that, there's an ant on the counter. One time I stamped, accidentally, I would never do this on purpose, not an ant hill, there was just a pile of ants. I don't even know what business they had, what business they had doing there. Sometimes I just speak and the mumble jumble that comes out of my mouth, I think makes it sound like I'm trying to speak with like some slang or some accent or something. Whole time I just can't enunciate. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I was properly trying to say business. They had no business being there. And then I went business. Who's saying business? Not me. Typically. But now here I am, and now I'm the girl who says business. Okay. Yeah. Let me know if I should feel bad for ants, because right now my empathy for them is 0, if not actively negative, and I actually wish them harm, but I'm not harming, or just I wish them a goodbye forever. Yeah, I stand by that.